Stay up to date with all that's happening with the new national party, NNP. Send us a message via text or WhatsApp on 405-8683 with your name, email, and constituency. Stay in the know with NNP. Get updated.
Grenada makes another step towards public sector modernization. Details to this story and more in the national report. With the details to the news for Friday, March 22nd, I am Leslie Ann Johnson. Grenada has moved one step closer to finalizing its digital transformation agenda, which forms part of its thrust towards public sector modernization. On Friday, government officials met with representatives of the World Bank to conceptualize a plan on the way forward. In 2017, Cabinet approved the public sector reform strategy, which has integrated ICT as one of its 4 pillars. Acting Permanent Secretary in the Department of Public Administration, Ms. Rhonda Jones, says the digital transformation will enhance service delivery in the sector.
We would have solicited the assistance and the support of the World Bank in fleshing out that agenda and coming up with a program of activities that we can implement that would result in the digital transformation of the public service. And so we had a meeting this morning where we were conceptualizing our digital transformation program. And so we are currently building out a project that is aimed to transform service delivery within the government of Grenada, leveraging ICT technologies.
Resilience is the watchword for the program. The transformation will make the sector more accessible, easy and convenient during and even after crisis conditions.
When we experience the effects of natural disasters, Hurricane Ivan, Emily, and so on, we usually suffer a huge loss in terms of the records of the government and the records of the various ministries and so on. And these are very critical records. And one of the things that this project will definitely address is the issue of resiliency in service delivery. And the backbone of that is our ability to access, to retrieve, to store the information that is entrusted to us as public officials in ways that will protect them and that will ensure that we are able to access them, whether we are operating under normal circumstances or whether we are forced to operate under crisis conditions.
This move will also put Grenada ahead of its regional counterparts as the island develops cross-cutting platforms to enhance service delivery. Permanent Secretary Jones says Grenada has only one chance to get it right, hence a timeline of 5 years has been set to roll out the program.
That is simply because the systems, the ICT systems that would be critical to enabling the service delivery will require sufficient time to ensure that we design systems that are not only robust, but systems that are actually effective and practical, systems that work. And we want to ensure that we devote enough time to do the necessary design work, the research, to secure the best possible advice, so that when we invest in the development of these systems, we do so confident in the knowledge that we are building systems that we know will work and will support the outcomes that we envision for this particular project.
Developing a national quality policy will help Grenada's push towards a blue ocean economy and energy efficiency. That's according to Mr. Derek Omar, the CEO of the Caribbean Regional Organization for Standards and Quality, CRFM, who also says that a national quality policy document that networks all institutions and people is critical not just for trade, but also human and social development. Mr. Omar was addressing the kickoff event of a CDB-funded initiative, Strengthening of Regional Quality Infrastructure Program, Development of a National Quality Policy.
It sets up consumer awareness, health and safety systems. And the quality policy also articulates methodologies to protect the quality of your environment, which is really critical because you have one of the foremost strategies of developing a blue ocean economy of all the member states in Carriacou, and that's very commendable. You're actually leading the way on that. And the quality policy will help that. A national quality policy will also articulate ideas of how to better secure energy efficiency in all your electrical appliances and in your buildings, as well as complement the development and promotion of your national building codes. And last but not least, having a national quality policy here linked with the national quality policies of other member states will surely help the development and growth of the Carriacou single market and economy, because then you have a harmonized quality infrastructure throughout the region.
One of the components of this project is the development of national quality policies, or NQPs, in 3 Carriacou member states: Grenada, Antigua and Barbuda, and Suriname. The goal of this is to support and strengthen national quality infrastructure development within these states and to strengthen intra-regional trade. Minister for Trade, Industry, Cooperatives and Carriacou Affairs, the Honorable Oliver Joseph, says government throws its full support behind the CDB-funded project.
My attention was also captured by the intention of the national quality policy to be used as an essential instrument to develop a quality culture in all sectors of Grenada's economy and society, which ultimately supports the diversification and growth of the economy, improves productivity, increases safety and security, protects the environment, and contributes to the long-term well-being of all citizens of Grenada. The quality policy intends to help Grenada business sector to exploit commercial opportunities, to compete in global markets, and to participate in international value chains. The policy will be designed to enable quality infrastructure to respond to the demands of private firms, public organizations, and consumers.
Grenada, through the Grenada Bureau of Standards, has been selected as one of the member states that will be given support for the development of its national quality policy, which is expected to be completed by December 2019. Director of the Bureau, Mr. Robert Medford, says they are looking for demand-driven initiatives to support the development of quality infrastructure.
When it is developed and implemented, it will transform the landscape of quality in Grenada and support the national development plan of the country. So, to this end, we have established a project steering committee to ensure that the objectives, the strategies set forth truly address our needs.
This is the National Report. More news after the break.
Data reveals that rats and other rodents are responsible for the transmission of many diseases. In Grenada, the most common is leptospirosis, and it can cause your death. This disease is directly related to rats and mice infestation. Signs and symptoms of lepto, as it is commonly referred to, are high fever, headache, chills, muscle aches, vomiting, jaundice, and abdominal pain. If your home had or is infected with rats and you have any of these symptoms, please check with your doctor immediately. Declare war on rats. Starve them. Kill them. Rats are the most unwelcome guests. Reduce, control, eliminate them. This is a message from the Ridge to Reef Project, protecting biodiversity and ecosystem functions.
Continuing the news, final preparations are currently underway ahead of the visit this weekend by their Royal Highnesses, the Prince of Wales and the Duchess of Cornwall. The Prince and the Duchess will be met on arrival by Governor-General Her Excellency Dame Cecile La Grenade. The first engagement on Saturday will be at the Parliament building starting at 12:30 p.m. to an official Guard of Honor welcome ceremony involving our security forces and inspected by His Royal Highness and the Governor-General. Ms. Philomena Robertson, Press Secretary to the Prime Minister, highlights the activities planned for the royal visit.
The local organizing committee has been intensely involved in preparations over the last several weeks ahead of the royal visit on Saturday, March 23rd. Just to give you some insight as to some of the activities that are planned, the Royal Highnesses will be welcomed with a guard of honor outside of the Parliament building. There will also be a reception on the upper floor of the Parliament building that will be attended by a number of specially invited guests, including representatives of the business community and various groups across the island. On the carriage, the Royal Highnesses will be greeted by live steel band music. There will be a farmers market set up that will display a wide array of local fresh produce and spices. At the Grenada Dive Shop on Grand Dance Beach, the Royal Highnesses will be able to view a number of marine conservation projects as well as a variety of local arts and craft. There are a number of other engagements planned, meetings with the Governor-General, Her Excellency Dame Cecile La Grenade, meeting with the Prime Minister, Dr. the Right Honourable Keith Mitchell, as well as a sustainability round table. So that gives a sense of the activities that, just some actually, of the activities that the Royal Highnesses will be engaged in during their visit to Grenada on Saturday, March 23rd.
The visit to Grenada is the fourth stop on a 7-country tour of the Caribbean. Other countries included on the itinerary are St. Lucia, Barbados, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, St. Kitts and Nevis, Cuba, and the Cayman Islands. Keen rivalry continued on day 2 of the zonal games in Carriacou in the lead-up to the National Secondary School Games carded for April 5th. The games on the Sister Isle is the final leg in a series of zonal meets held throughout the island. Field events were held on day 1 of the competition on Thursday between the 2 secondary schools on the island, Bishop's College and Hillsborough Secondary. Acting Sports Coordinator Curlin Peters is pleased with the zonal meets and anticipates continued support from the schools and communities leading into the final on April 5th.
So far, we are shaping up on our national secondary school games to be excited, full of competition, and with a lot of spectators.
Parliamentary representative for Carriacou and Petite Martinique Affairs, the Honourable Kindra Mathurin Stewart, was present to support the athletes. She's eager to take the championship trophy to the Sister Isle.
I know that once we are combined, once we are together, then we are actually a force to be reckoned with. So I look forward to the national competition in a couple of weeks' time, and I know that Carriacou certainly should come out on top.
Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Carriacou and Petite Martinique Affairs, Ms. Ralda Kwamina, encouraged the students to see the games as one that qualifies them for international sports. She too is confident that Carriacou will win the April 5th games.
See it as the meet that would put you out on the world stage. We never know who is looking on. So the athletes of the secondary schools in Carriacou go out and display athleticism on the tracks. Be the best that you can be. And remember, all athletes are already winners. There was keen rivalry, keen competition, and we see some excitement. So Grenada, look out. Carriacou is coming.
And that's the National Report. I'm Leslie Ann Johnson.
What are the facts? Are all public workers entitled to pension? Are public workers owed gratuity? Here are the facts. Fact 1. The Pension Disqualification Act of 1983 was validated on April 21, 1985 by the democratically elected government, led by former Prime Minister Herbert A. Blaize. This means that public workers employed after February 22nd, 1985 are not legally entitled to a pension from the government of Grenada. Fact 2. The judgment in the Hermelin Armstrong case does not create legal precedents for the reinstatement of pension to public workers employed after February 22, 1985. The judgment created a legal precedent only for those workers who joined the public service in a pensionable post between April 4, 1983 and February 22, 1985. There were 56 such workers. The government restored pension to those 56 workers in 2018 at a cost of $7.7 million. Fact 3. All officers employed in a pensionable post who joined the service after February 22, 1985 are not legally entitled to a pension from government. They are only entitled to a pension from NIS once they meet the necessary requirements as per the NIS Act. Fact 4. The Cabinet's decision in 2016 to reform pension is rooted in moral and social justice principles, and it is not a legal obligation. Therefore, any agreement on pension is a win for public workers. Fact 5. The MOU signed between government, the unions, and staff associations in February and March 2018 stated that the pension regime which will be implemented must be affordable and sustainable. Fact 6. The proposed pension regime for public workers employed between February 22, 1985 and December 31, 2018, as stated in the MOU, is a non-contributory pension plan. Therefore, no deductions will be taken from workers' salaries to finance their pension from government. Pensioners also benefit from any future negotiated salary increases. Fact 7. It was agreed by all parties that a worker's annual pension would be a minimum of 70% of their final salary to be paid jointly by the NIS and the government of Grenada. Fact 8. Government is not obligated to offer an advanced pension payment, commonly called a gratuity. Government has proposed to make an advanced pension payment of 2% of full pension, an amount it can practically and reasonably afford given its current and projected revenue stream. It should be noted that an advanced pension payment is a non-interest-bearing loan that the government grants to the pensioner, which must then be repaid in equal monthly installments in the form of a reduced monthly pension over 12.5 years. Fact 9. Under the proposed 2% advanced pension payment or gratuity, retirees will be entitled to a higher monthly pension than if a larger advanced payment was given. Fact 10. If the government accommodates any higher rate of gratuity, the implications would be severe for the country, as this will translate to higher taxes such as VAT, income tax and property tax, higher import duties, the possibility that hundreds of millions of dollars in grants would be lost, lower expenditure in critical areas such as healthcare, agriculture, roadworks and youth development, retrenchment of workers. These are the facts. Government is committed to an amicable resolution to the pension matter for the good of all Grenadians.
Stay up to date with all that's happening with the new National Party, NNP. Send us a message via text or WhatsApp on 405-8683 with your name, email, and constituency. Stay in the know with NNP. Get updated.
It's coming.
It's coming.
It's coming.
It's coming.
It's coming.
It's coming.
Good morning to Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. Once again, it is time for Hard Talk. My name is Sheldon Scott.
And I'm Devon Romain.
And we're live on 97.5 City Sound FM,
89.5 CRFM,
92.9 Sister Royal FM,
and 94.9 WeiVybz Radio in Brooklyn.
Also live via Facebook, Hard Talk Grenada Live, YouTube, Hard Talk Grenada, and on our website, www.hardtalkgrenada.com. Just remember the website. Anywhere you are in the world, you can sign in and you can view and see and hear Hard Talk live right here in Grenada. Beautiful day today, Devon.
Yeah, beautiful day.
Yeah, it's a beautiful start to the week. Today, the 25th day of March. Who would have believed that we already nearly completing the first quarter of 2019 already?
Yeah, that's it's amazing.
Yeah, we're getting close to completing the first quarter of 2019. Or not?
Carnival is in the air.
Yeah, I mean, in about the same amount of time right now, it's Carnival, you know. And then by the time Carnival done, you start to hear parang. Yeah. So the year done. Yeah. That's why you have to make sure and use this year productively. So at the end of 2019, you could look back at the rest of the year and you could say, wow, I achieved this in this year. You could be sitting in the house and say, this was the house I got in 2019. You could be driving a new car and say there's a new car getting the 2019. Might be a 2019 model and but new to you. Yeah, so you could be in it and say I got this in 2019. Yeah. Something positive. I get positive things alone. Yeah, pick up positive things and run with it in 2019.
Drop the negatives.
Yeah.
And just, you know.
Don't be watching kidney or liver failure because you drink too much rum in 2019 and say this is what I got in 2019. That ain't right. Nah. Positive things only. We have a lot to talk about today, you know, so we ain't sticking. Yeah.
Good morning, Grenada. And good morning to all of you who has just joined us on the live. And so, Hannah, Dali, Cheryl, Cynthia, Baltimore. Wherever you are, good morning to you and hope you...
Yeah, seeing Junior and... hey, Gail, morning. Morning to all of you there on the live this morning. Dexter, good morning, sir. And that Dexter's a sharer. A sharer is a sharer, boy. Dexter is a share, boy.
Daddy, you sleep with this thing on your mind?
The sea eggs. Dali, if you go and eat that sea eggs, it might get you involved in the wrong type of activities other than sewing. So, don't go in the sea egg. Leave the sea egg alone. Leave that sea egg.
Good morning, Daddy and our staff.
Sea egg is a fresh thing, and I just make you fresh. Careful with that, you know. Yes. Yeah. But Devon, according to the Met Office, expected higher levels of Sahara desert dust around this time, today, Monday, and tomorrow, Tuesday. It looks a little clear today. I don't find I've seen much of it. And I believe that's because of the little rains we've been having. Over the past 24 hours, we've been having some showers. I know that's kind of scrub the air, you know. That's kind of wash it out. Clean out the air. Thanks, Papa God, thanks. Yeah. So we might have we only need a little too more and we could scrub the air a little more. Yeah, but just in case though, those of you that do suffer with respiratory ailments and so, do walk with your medication, your Ventolin, your Becotide, and whatever else that is used. Walk with your asthma medication if you're an asthmatic, or any other medication if you have any other respiratory ailments. Yeah, anything to do with your lungs. You can't breathe proper because you had this and that. Nice? Walk with it. Yes, Hannah, I super glue work. I was going to use duct tape, but super glue work and it fixed the thing. Yeah, super glue work and it fixed the thing. I was going to use duct tape. I see it today. I'm afraid.
You need a new thing.
Yeah, that's what happened. I need a new one. That's what going on there. I need to change.
Dali.
It's about time I visit my friends down there.
Behave, Dali.
Dali? All right. Go ahead. Go and eat that. I'll hear about you.
Next thing you can sew for the entire day, you know. But you know what? You got cable staff, so even if you're not able, they will.
Yeah. So Sahara Desert Dust, folks, remember, be careful. Nice. It's not as thick as it was last week.
No.
I haven't seen it as that thick when you're down Grenada and you're looking up to town and your town looking, like uptown and you're looking down Grenada and you're looking, it's not that bad. Yeah, it's kind of like the normal one right now. But still, take note, Take note, because, and especially if you have children that have asthma and so on, keep an extra eye on them. Because this time of year and that dust, it isn't one of the nicest things to have to go through. All right, nice, beautiful. Go ahead.
No, I was just a little bit of sports, football. Both Grenada football team out there.
The senior team?
The senior and the under 17. One is in Florida, that's the under 17. They won last night against the BVI. I think it's 2-0. And the senior team won against Puerto Rico also.
2-0?
2-0.
Yeah.
That's, that's good news.
Spice Boys, congrats.
Congrats.
Other sports news, boy. Dave Cameron, bye-bye.
For real?
Yeah, he got knocked out.
He got knocked
8-4
out.
8-4.
Oh my God, that's it. The guy
bye-bye.
From the Antigua or somewhere there, some kids.
Wherever he from, you better just go right back. So
no, the gentleman has won.
Yeah, Skerritt.
Yes,
Skerritt has won. Yeah, Skerritt has won. Wherever Dave Cameron from, you better go back.
That's the end. That's the end of Cameron.
For now.
My God.
For now, these fellas have a kind of tendency to come back, pop back up later down.
They have a way of coming back.
So let's see how.
Very shrewd businessman.
We'd like to thank Mr. Dave Cameron for his time as president of West Indies Cricket and say bye-bye. Right? And we'd like to welcome the new and president. We hope that in fact
an entire executive. Do you have the slate? Or
I'm looking on there. I'm trying to see if I had somewhere there, but what I do have is I have a statement from the Prime Minister in relation to this one, So statement by Prime Minister Dr. The Right Honourable Keith Mitchell on the election of new Cricket West Indies President and Vice President, March 25th, 2019. First, let me congratulate and this is Prime Minister Mitchell speaking here. First, let me congratulate Mr. Ricky Skerritt on winning the presidency of Cricket West Indies and Dr. Kishore Shallow on winning the vice presidency. This result will bring great joy and happiness to cricket lovers throughout the world, not just in the West Indies. The election of Mr. Skerritt's team will lift the spirits of the Caribbean people and give them new hope and a greater expectation for the revival and rebirth of West Indies cricket. I also want to congratulate the Skerritt team for running a clean and effective campaign in which they consistently highlighted their agenda for change, their vision for the future of West Indies cricket, and their 10-point plan for making that vision a reality. I must especially commend Mr. Skerritt for requesting that stakeholders share responsibility for his strategy and become co-owners of his agenda for change. I believe that CARICOM governments will honor these requests and do all in their power to promote harmonious and cooperative relationships between the board and all stakeholders for the common good of the game and region. I wish the new leadership team all the best for the future and stand ready to help in any way I possibly can. My interest has always been on the success of West Indies cricket and not on personalities, and that will continue to be my guiding principle. Yeah. Prime Minister Mitchell has never held back when it comes to speaking out about West Indies cricket and what needs to be done. In fact, the committee that he was asked to lead, their recommendations was that there should be some changes in West Indies cricket. And then the same Cameron and them come back and refuse after they asked the governments to do it. And the governments take the time. Yeah, but some of the West Indies greats came out, like Sir Vivian Richards and so on, Sir Clive Lloyd. And so they came out and they said, straight up, man, time for Cameron to go. Yeah, time for Cameron to go, and he has gone.
Yeah. He has business to run, so
yeah, other things to do.
Yeah, he has other things to do.
Yeah, well, go and do the other things, Popo.
Yeah, West Indies cricket was not his priority. So,
well, he could go and do the other things now.
Of course,
he had a lot of time.
A lot of time on his hand right now to concentrate on his other extracurricular activities.
Yeah, concentrate on that.
Yes. So he will be a spectator just like me and you.
Oh, so Dave Cameron is from Jamaica? Well,
yes.
Me and Jamaicans cool. Me and Jamaicans okay. Me and Jamaicans real nice. I love Jamaicans. But if Dave Cameron couldn't handle the scene, he couldn't handle the scene in Kala.
He couldn't handle it.
He couldn't handle the business, man. Look how he had the thing going. All Lendell Simmons and them couldn't get a little play. This one couldn't get a play. That one couldn't get a play. All them and them was getting sidelined simply because he don't like them. You don't like them, so what kind of stupidness was that?
Look at Fletcher again, I mean.
Yeah, he didn't like Grenadians after. I think he didn't like Grenadians, boy. Grenadians was getting hell. I mean, we still had the manager. I think we still had, you know. But we, you know, understand? Yeah.
You know, so scared of them and I said, pick up the thing and just run with it.
Yeah, that's what I had to do. Run with it. Run with it. That's what I had to do. Run with the thing. So West Indies cricket, we look forward to see what can happen now. Yeah, we look forward to see what can happen now and so, right? Hey, Hayes, don't try that, boy. Oh, what's the matter with you, man? You're trying to tell me I'd hang my flag the wrong way or wrong inside here. You're watching your computer through a mirror, man. You're seeing the thing the wrong way or wrong.
Copy, behave yourself.
Hey. Right. Nisha and Javante, how are you both going this morning? Hope you all are well and okay. All right, Linda Imelda Francois. She's joined us this morning.
Sheldon, over the weekend, or leading up to the weekend and over the weekend, we had some fires around, and so one in Bolio, sometime earlier on this week and last week, and then over the weekend we had one right there in around Cherry Hill. And so that's...
Devon, one moment, I think we have to take a short break before we come back to that. Yes, indeed. I think we have a caller online. Let me just pull it. All right, yeah. Go ahead, Devon.
Good morning and welcome.
Morning, Devon. How are you?
Not too bad, my friend.
Morning, Mr. Scott. How are you?
Morning, I'm good, man.
Yeah, man. Well, called big up the Grenada national team, the big team and the small team. Remind me of you play like a peck, you know.
I find the two team is big team, you know. It's just that one young and one
17,
one
under 17. You know. Yeah, I appreciate these guys and them, man. You know, especially when they have you also and the whole crew, you know.
I have a grandnephew that did too, so.
Oh yeah, you're like a peck, man.
That's good. That's good. Wonderful performance.
Yeah, his father, everybody, the whole family, the Sharon family, want to big him up and, you know.
Yes, I.
Yeah, continue flying that flag for Grenada.
Yes, man.
You know what I mean? Keep it high, definitely, and things. So I want him to know definitely we are waiting patiently for him to return.
Okay.
And so on, and make all of them make sure they reach safe, you know, safe flight, and so on and that. Like to big up the, you know, ministers of sports and all the, you know, all the members of the new National Party and definitely and the Prime Minister.
Okay, my brother.
Hands up. God bless.
All right. One love.
Right.
Yes, indeed, man. Bigging up the team there and so. West Indies cricket, we're looking to see what transpires from here on. So we've had a change. Let's see if the change in leadership also comes with a change in the way that they operate, the performance. A change in general, a real change. Not just a change at the leadership, but a real change in West Indies cricket.
Whole shake-up of the whole thing. And
yeah, we can't handle this thing with England coming and out us down for next and not England.
In ODI and
them men and them who develop pads and all kind of thing to protect against West Indies bowlers like Ambrose and them. Yeah, and Warner and all of them. Them men used to pad up like if they go in and fight in war, you know, like them Knight and them when they go in the armor and thing. Them British fellas used to come down here just like that. Nowadays, first they're embarrassing. They ain't even putting on helmet and thing when they're ready. They just put on a cap to face West Indies. That never used to be England. So let's see if there's a change.
Yeah, and notice that later on this year we have the international one-day competition in which West Indies will be partaking. So let's hope that change of leadership at the top will bring some much more, you know, effective change within the whole structure of West Indies, and see our players benefiting more and performing much better. You know.
And I see Depot has raised one there now, the Grenada Invitationals. Yeah, Shamar Little and Courtney Okolo. Nice inclusion for the Invitational. Guys think the PR of this event should be more proactive in explaining that these two athletes are no pass athletes. So a recent post asking where are the big ones. Yeah, also congrats to the two Grenadians on winning the strongman competition. So we had two Grenadians that won a strongman competition. I can't remember where. It's in the US. Yeah. I saw the post and then I lost the post. So I have to find it. To remind myself of the two Grenadians that won that strongman competition out there in the US. And the Grenada Invitational, because you have a lot of big names coming there. You have the World 1 ranked. You have Asafa Powell is the World number 1 ranked, but you have Asafa Powell. You have Justin Gatlin. You have Andre DeGrasse. So you have quite a few top ranked. If you check the world rankings right now, these athletes are top ranked and they're coming to run on Grenada's number 1 ranked track in Grenada's number 1 ranked stadium.
To start off the season.
Yeah, that is named after our double Olympic gold medalist, Kirani James. They want to be associated with him. They want to be associated with Grenada and they want to be associated with the Grenada Invitational. You have some who the Grenada Invitational didn't approach them to come to Grenada, you know. They approached the Grenada Invitational. Their agents contacted the people at the Grenada Invitational and asked them, can I please come to Grenada? The same as, so something happened in Grenada because you had the English cricket team.
Yeah.
Grenada didn't go out and say, well, we want to get an English cricket team and so, you know. Of course, we gladly accepted them. And they left significant amounts of money in a lot of people's hands, yeah. But they are the ones that said they want to come to Grenada. Yeah, Pocket Rocket. Yes, Billy. Pocket Rocket. She's in the Grenada Invitational as well. So you have many of these people have been requesting to come. So whether it's the English cricket team saying Grenada is so beautiful, Grenada is so peaceful, and the people are so energetic yet friendly, we want to go in Grenada because we know we go have a crowd that energetic. They will give us energy. Even if we playing against their people, they love us still. So we're going to get the energy. And on top of that, we feel safe. The English cricket team members could go in town and go in the spice market and buy spice and all kind of thing. They could jump a Granan's bus if they feel like it and go down the road. They're safe. So that's why they like here. And so when you have people like those who are now in the Grenada Invitationals, like Justin Gatlin and Shelley-Ann Fraser-Price and Asafa Powell, some of these people from the time they hear Grenada, it's like all they want to know is, when am I going? And like they have a stopwatch and they're counting down the time to when they arrive in Grenada. So they love Grenada and they ask to come here. So it's not just the Grenada Invitational going out to them and saying, we need you to come to Grenada. They are saying, we want to come to Grenada.
Depot is saying Asafa is coming with his recent bride. Wow. I guess
well, here's the thing. On the 2 occasions Asafa Powell has been here, he came a number of days before the Invitational, and he left a number of days after the Invitational. If you give this guy a piece of land in Grenada right now, he building a house. I'm telling you. And you can ask him, when Asafa Powell is here, anybody in the media can ask him. If you were to offer Asafa Powell a piece of land in Grenada right now and tell him, Asafa, that is yours, you could go ahead and build. Believe me, before the end of the year, he built the house and he moved down here.
Moving in, yeah.
This guy like down here.
But what is not to like about Grenada, though?
Yeah, they can go on the beach because you know some places in Jamaica, you had to pay to go on the beach, yeah? Yeah, you had to pay. You don't go on the... It's not like here we just decide we're going on any beach, anyway, anytime. And when we go on the beach...
Thank God we living in Grenada.
When we go on the beach, you know Grenada, when we go on the beach, anybody play there, watch us cross and all kind of things, hey, this beach is mine, I could bathe anytime.
Anytime. Wherever.
Despite what you say, I could bathe anyway. They can't stop us.
One person that tried to claim beach in Grenada, you know. And
that didn't work out too well for them.
Really didn't work out too well for that. That sparked a whole movement.
Yeah.
You know?
But you know, that's where people like Randall and I was trying the last time. They wanted to say like, oh, Grenada sell out beach and people trying. You don't block off a beach when the beach is part of the charm of the country.
You don't.
part of the charm of the country is seeing little children being able to bathe on the beach and you don't have to worry that nobody going and grab them and they disappear and all kind of thing. You see a family picnicking. These people come here because they like that. If they want to go on some kind of exclusive place, they go another place, but they come here because they feel comfortable here. If you don't understand that, you don't understand nothing about, well, considering what you really don't understand nothing about tourism anyhow. Yeah, so Grenada Invitationals, folks, it is coming up. Get your tickets. They have tickets at sale at Grenadian Optical, Colombian Emeralds. They have at
Maxie's Bar in Grenville.
Yes, Venus nightclub down in the south of the island. Get your tickets now, because the thing is,
go to fed.com.
and I would kind of pinch people to get your tickets now, because when certain announcements made, everybody go rush to buy ticket, and then you may not get a ticket. Remember what happened to the first invitational? It's sold out, eh?
First invitational.
It's sold out, yeah. The first invitational sold out, right? And then you have the secondary school sports coming up as well.
Yeah, on the 6th.
Yeah, all if you are avoiding talking about certain thing, it coming. Hold on. Just share the live. Share the live. Yeah. Call our friend, Mommy George. Yeah, call people, tell people. Miss Clytie, call people, tell people. We go in and say certain things just now. Yeah, all if you don't get away with that, I don't get away with that one at all. Yeah, we're talking sports now. We come into it. We come into it. Yeah, we don't talk about protocol. We talk about protocol in a while. Yeah. But so the Grenada Invitationals, we have this National Secondary School Sports coming up in just a couple of weeks. That's going to be a wonderful one. So you're going to have all the athletes from the various zonal meets, the ones who have been successful in coming down to the finals. They'll be at the finals there at the National Stadium on April the 6th. This one is proving to be exciting. We're seeing a lot of the tempo building towards these games right now. A lot of the children, they are excited. They are very excited for these games coming up. Believe me, it's going to be a wonderful one. I even think we might do a talk daddy now. We might do a sports daddy.
Excitement.
Yeah.
Excitement. And the children, they are motivated despite everything else. They are motivated and they plan to come out and support.
Yeah.
You know, and we here, trust me, we will ensure that we every day leading up to that sport is being mentioned and is being hyped. And so to ensure that our children, right, and parents and so on, not, you know, give them all sorts of discouraging words and all sorts of things for them not to be part of the sports.
You don't do that. Because when they do it, we go say it.
Yeah.
And one of these days, because we have children who are in secondary school, and well, not we, but he.
I have children.
And others have children who are in secondary school, and who also know how to record.
And pay attention.
So when we decide one of these days, not Devon, that one too obvious. But when we decide one of these days that we're going to get some recordings of some of the teachers and principals encouraging students not to go and embarrass all you on radio, I hope all you could take it.
And you know, Wednesday.
And all you know, I don't make idle threats. So all you know, I will actually do that. That's not a threat. That's a promise.
Wednesday, while I was at Progress Park, Sheldon, if it was one time, I was vexed that I wasn't what you call it, technologically savvy. You understand? The sort of details, sort of information that I was hearing from some of the students was amazing. I'd be like, wow, why things like that should happen? You understand? And just say, you know what, man, the children, they know better, they know what is good for them, right? And so on. And
you see, they think they're dealing with little fools. They think they're dealing with
pre-primary.
Yeah, they think they're dealing with little shippities. They don't realize that these children, a secondary school student now, is not the same as a secondary school student 20 years ago or 40 years ago. They're open to a lot more information at an earlier age, and therefore their mental, how you could put it, their mental age is different to their physical age. Yeah. So a person at 14 years old, a 14-year-old, in the year, let's say, 1960, and their mental capacity to understand things is totally different to a 14-year-old now.
Oh, yeah.
Who is open, can get
all sorts of things.
They ain't had to go and sit down in the library and open book after book after book to read thing, or listen to person after person after person. Within seconds, they can find out the truth or the untruth of something within seconds by just pulling their mobile phone.
Exactly. And even the primary school students, and so they feeling much, depressed in terms of they couldn't have their fun, right? And so because of what is going on. I really the ministry, at least based on the the capabilities and what they can do, saw it fit not to do something that that in their view may not come out as successful, because they want to make sure that what is being done is planned well and executed well. You understand? And that the zonal, the games was it was executed. Man, I love the level of organization from the south to the north to the west.
Devon, before we open more phone lines, I think we want to deal with our 2 issues there.
Yeah.
Let me deal with Randall. Do you want to do Randall first?
Yes.
The royal visit.
Yeah,
Randall.
the royal
Randall.
/ Randall.
No, the royal visit took place on the weekend, and some of us were invited to Mount Welldale. We were invited to the Parliament building for the visit of Prince Charles, His Royal Highness Prince Charles, and Lady Camilla Parker. Camilla Parker. We were invited to there. On the invite that we were given, it said that the gates to Parliament will be closed at 12:15. Let me say it again. It said on the invites that we were given that the gates to Parliament will be closed. I don't know if people could see that if I put it up, boy. Yeah, it said that the gates to Parliament would be closed, and I hope that you all are able to see what I'm putting up there. Oops, no, they can't see that, man. They bring it closer. Yeah, I think they might be able to see there. Yeah. But anyway, so I'll put it up after. Take a picture and put it up after anyway. So it said that the gates to Parliament will be closed at 12:15. That means that once you are going to that activity, an activity at that level involving the royal family, who, quote unquote, are the heads of state of Grenada. Once you are attending such an activity, you do not arrive there for 12:15. You do not even arrive there for 12. You try to arrive for 11:30, 11:45. That's what you do. That's how protocol dictates that you do things. For instance, many persons may not realize that or notice that, but during things like the throne speech, as an MP, a member of Parliament, you are never allowed to arrive after the Governor General. The Governor General is the last person to arrive. You are never, barring some sort of accident or life-threatening something or the other, you are never, it's a breach of protocol to arrive after the Governor General. Some people don't know that, but we're going to teach you all today, right?
It might be similar to an Independence Day.
Even on Independence Day, on no occasion and no activity that you, a member of Parliament, in other words, you have been elected to a seat in government, you are a parliamentarian, you are the parliamentary representative of seat A or seat B or constituency A or constituency B, you have been approved as a senator in the upper house, whether the president of the Senate or whatever, or even the clerks, who are also not parliamentarians as parliamentarians, but parliamentary staff, auxiliary staff. You are not allowed to arrive at any activity after the head of state has arrived. You could take a chance maybe with the head of government, the Prime Minister. And you still shouldn't do it. You should arrive before the Prime Minister arrives. You should be there, in other words, you should be there to greet the head of government and the head of state. You should not arrive. I know Peggy Nesfield listening to me and she's saying, yes, Sheldon. I know that our good friend there, oh boy, she was a permanent secretary for a few years in the Springs area there, Mrs. Gloria being Banfield. Miss Banfield. She's listening and she says, yes, Sheldon. You're not supposed to arrive after the head of government or the head of state. It is considered to be rude.
Disrespectful.
And disrespectful to do that.
Morning, Adrian.
Yeah? You don't do that. Right? That's first part. Second part. you arrive late, as did the interim head of the NDC. If you take a copy of the Constitution of Grenada, there's no such thing as interim head of the NDC. In the pantheon of different positions in the government service and so on, there's no such thing as the interim head of the NDC.
That's a new name.
That doesn't exist. There's nothing in fact, the Constitution of Grenada does not speak to political parties. There's no referencing political parties in the Constitution of Grenada. Political parties come and go, the Constitution and Grenada remains. There's no GULP in there, you know. There's no GNP. There is no Grenada Christian Democratic Party. There is no New National Party, no NDC. There's no such, It makes references to constituencies, parliamentarians, that sort of thing. It does not make reference. There's no reference in the Constitution of Grenada to anything like interim leader of a political party. So if Her Excellency, Dame Cecile Lagrenade, Head of State of Grenada, sees it fit to invite you in your capacity as the political leader of a political organization, whether you get 20 votes or 20,000 votes, you've been invited in that capacity. You are rude, number one, to arrive late. You are even more rude, two, to find yourself going and sit down in what you might call in biblical sense Moses' seat. You don't go and sit down in Moses' seat because there's fire under you.
Moses' seat too hot, boy.
I know some of the religious people know what I'm saying here. Don't go and sit down in Moses' seat.
Too hot, you can't handle that.
Obviously, you have a tent. Now, when I see such a tent, I am a former parliamentarian. I am not a present parliamentarian. So if I enter a function and I realize that when I look, I see Honorable Emlyn Pierre, and then I look at see Honorable Gregory Bowen, I see Honorable Yolande Bain Hosford, I see Honorable Kendra Maturin Stewart, I see all of them in one area. And when I look right behind them, because they are sitting MPs and also government ministers, when I look behind them, I see Honorable Anthony Boson, and I see Senator Garraway, and I see Senator Steele, and Senator Cox, and then I see like Senators Judd Cadet and so on. I ain't going and sit down there. That is not my area. I would be rude and out of order to go there. I fast. I'm playing fresh with myself. Because that is not my area. I'm not a parliamentarian.
You're a visitor.
I'm a visitor. So I have to go and look for the section. I looking for an area where I see somebody like you know what I usually see in these areas? People like Mr. Cuthbert McQueen. I might see a Richard McPhail. I see, people who were parliamentarians before and are not presently parliamentarians. So I look for that section. In other words, jump in your section. That is not your section. Don't go in Moses' seat. And then you go and you're sitting in Moses' seat. In other words, you go and you sit down next to, he admitted this yesterday, he went and he sat next to Senator Glennis Roberts. Now this is the parliamentary section. That tent, that area was reserved for parliamentarians. Brother man, you ain't a parliamentarian, you lose twice. The only way you ever enter parliament was as a visitor. You're not a parliamentarian. So the protocol lady went to him and said, sir, this is not the area you're supposed to be in. They offered him another seat. He refused to go in the next seat and he just leave. Vex. Next thing is he Dum Part 2, otherwise known as Randall, on internet saying that all people embarrass. Nobody embarrass your leader embarrass himself. Yeah. Because he does not understand simple protocol.
And he's very arrogant too. So
it is idiotic. Yeah. It is dotish of you, Randall Robinson, and extremely idiotic and dotish of your political leader and your organization to try to say that what he did was right. We know you all don't understand protocol because remember, the Luz Tillman passport.
Yeah.
All them kind of thing.
All gifts the man have to give. But I had to lose it all.
But it's Adrian that used to save all you.
Yeah, more than Adrian.
More than Adrian.
And his functioning staff. Yeah.
All you want to attack the protocol. The protocol officer is not wrong. The man come in. For the man to try and hide and come in and then go and take a seat quietly. One, he walk in, he want to pass them police and them done they doing the thing, you know. The man pass in front of the police and them. You're not supposed to pass there. You're late. You don't walk in front of you don't walk in front of the activity that is taking place. You try to pass at the side. And you are done vexed already because the first thing is when he come into park now. When he go to park, where he go to park, it was the area that had to take His Royal Highness down to the ruins of Government House, because yes, he was brought down to the ruins of Government House to plant a tree. Because you know technically we're telling him is, yo, build it back. In a nice, decent kind of way. What you're saying to him is, yo, build it back. Because that is going to be representative of you when that time comes that you assume the role of His Royal Highness King Charles, or whatever name you decide to use at that point in time, when you become the King of England. Yeah? That dilapidated building that has been destroyed since 2004 is going to be representative of you. So a nice way of saying, hey, rebuild it, you bring him right down by it and make him plant a tree.
Yeah, plant a tree.
So he know, you get the message direct right now, because some people are saying, well, they hope he see it. Yeah, he more than see it, he was there to bring him right by it and plant a tree. So he see the building. But in the same context, understand that what the political leader of the NDC did was wrong.
Not the leader, you know.
And it's the interim leader?
Yes. I find you're giving the man more than he could bear.
He is not the leader of the opposition, and he was not invited as leader of the opposition.
But you know what
Grenada has had no leader of the opposition since the year 2013. The last leader of the opposition was Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell.
Yeah. Okay, correct.
There has been no leader of the opposition. That office does not, well, the office exists, but it is not occupied.
What, Sheldon? I don't blame the man, eh? The man wanted his 2 minutes of fame. I mean, if that's how he can get it, I mean...
But Devon, there's a bigger part to that. Let me take a picture of this and make sure Mr. Technical Man get his thing here. Because you arrive to a function that clearly states, the function says that you have to arrive by 12:15.
Yeah.
You arrive at the function 12:30. You go and you park up your vehicle in the road leading down to the old Government House, the area that you have to walk the Prince by to go down to plant the tree. So it was said to him by some SSU officers that were there, sir, can you please remove the vehicle because you can't park there, because that area is the area that we're going to pass the Prince.
And that's after reaching late, eh?
Yeah, he reached late and he still go and park up in a wrong area. So the officers were cognizant of the fact that, look, this is a part of where we have to walk the Prince down. The entourage has to go down there, and therefore you cannot clog that area up. So they said, could you please remove your vehicle? So he and another person. So both of them went, and they were made to move their vehicle. So you don't vex already. Then you come in late, you pass in front of the police and them, and you go and sit down in the tent with the parliamentarians there. You're in Moses' seat, brother. You can't sit down there. That's the wrong area for you. We know that you had all intentions of being a parliamentarian. We know. We know that you still have intentions and believe that you can be a parliamentarian. Everybody's willing. Everybody could dream, you know.
You don't want the man to get a tease of the thing.
But everybody could dream. I wish I could dream and get the straight numbers right now for the win lotto for that 500,000. Yeah, the $500,000 that available right now in the win lotto. Well, now win lotto, let's call it again Super 6. Because I want it come Grenada. So I wish I could dream the numbers for that. We can all dream.
That's the closest the man will ever get to being in Parliament, you know.
Yeah, but I mean...
So you got to take the opportunity. I mean...
The thing is clear as day. They made sure and they put it on to each of the stuff that they were sending out. Be there by 12:50. You reach late. In other words, they were not supposed to allow you into the gates, you know. Yeah. But if they had done that, would that be big thing? They invite him and then you lock him out.
Yeah, lock him out.
Everybody's invite had the same thing. Be there. The gates will be locked by 12:15. It doesn't mean you arrive at the gates at 12:15. It means you arrive for the latest 12. So at least you have 15 minutes to get inside. But suppose there's a line of traffic there now. So you try to arrive a little before. You try to arrive 11:30, 11:45. And if you're a politician, that's a good way to interact with people. And they pass wrong. You shake people's hand, you talk, you make a little old talk. You interact with you. All this we had a teacher. But you and Dum Dum Part 2 jump on the internet together with the waste of time one in the south there that doesn't even worth people time.
And the one in the north.
Waste of time. Jump on the internet and start to say, oh, government. This has nothing to do with government. This has to do with you.
First of all, you were late.
Late. You don't ever arrive to a function late. Me, as a senator, if I go into the opening of Parliament, when they are the opening of Parliament or anything, one of the very first things that I was taught is you never arrive after the Governor General or the Prime Minister.
Well, he's a teacher. He should know that.
That's Protocol 101.
Stick in his head. You're a teacher. I mean, that means...
Well, look, I say Protocol 101 and as I look, I see that.
Yeah.
And then you arrive. Number one, you arrive, right? You arrive late. The protocol officers at that point in time would have already seated people. So you can't blame the protocol officer and this kind of thing about you wasn't announced. What the hell? You feel you're in Buckingham Palace and you're going to meet the Queen and some herald there with a trumpet. Here is Mr. Andal, Mr. Andal from Grenada. Where you feel it is? Humble thyself. Humble thyself.
Perhaps you may get to be the leader, but for now you are.
No, but if you understand what is being done here, the NDC, when Mr. Nazenberg resigned around this time last year, remember the NDC was supposed to have a convention March, we in March and we in March the 25th.
Yeah.
The NDC was supposed to have a convention by now to elect a new leader. The problem is that the organization is in so much fractions and factions. I know very well what I'm saying, They're in so many fractions and factions. And you're seeing it up on the screen there. We said they had to arrive by 12:15. It was stuck to every one of the invites that went out. That was the WAP me peel offer. So the NDC is in so much factions and fractions right now. And there are so many people aspiring to leadership. That's not a bad thing. So many people aspiring to leadership that the infighting is going on.
Yeah, boy.
And therefore, to make himself the victim in this instance, he's trying to make himself the victim in this instance to try and give himself a footing. So people go feel sorry for Joseph Andal, the big bad leader of the NDC that came to the activity late, parked in the wrong area, and then went and sit down in the wrong seat. Who doesn't understand basic protocol? Yeah? I have youngsters in primary school and secondary school that seem to understand protocol better than him. Don't attack the protocol officers. They did nothing wrong. He doing like if some protocol officer came and they hold him by his hand and they thing him under his hand like, the chicken wing him and they pull him out and say, go there. Or somebody come and say, hey, move there. They did not do that. And you know they did not do that, Mr. Andal. Why are you trying to tarnish the protocol service in Grenada? The people here are so respected. You wouldn't understand what some of the other countries say about the protocol officers here. That team that's led by Adrian there in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs.
Yeah, efficient, professional.
Yeah, they love these guys and girls. But here, because you know what's going to happen now. If the day were to ever come that he had the opportunity, the way he talking there, he looking to spite the officer. Because he's saying that officer did that due to politics. I don't know how politics reach in the fact that you come late, you park in the wrong area and they ask you to move. Well, you hold on the phone line. I see it lighting up like Christmas tree on Christmas Eve. Hold on. Yeah? You came late. Mistake number one. You pass in front of the police van. Mistake number two. And then you go and decide you're going and sit down in a seat that obviously any dum-dum in dum-dum land that looked at that area could have told that that was reserved for parliamentarians, which you are not. You're not a parliamentarian. Everybody as former parliamentarians, in fact, that area there, the only non-parliamentarians, there were people who were awarded by Her Majesty. So you had like, if somebody has been knighted, sir, this or that, I have somebody with an MBE and whatever other, the KCMG, all these kind of things, they were allowed to sit in that area because these are knights of the realm, as they call them, and other persons who have been awarded by Her Majesty on a birthday list, etc., and New Year's honors and so on. These individuals were the ones that were allowed to be seated there, none of which you are. So why are you sitting down there? He trying to be a noodle in a packet of rice. Wait, and when you get the heat, you can't take it. You just fold. You get up and you go. And you want to blame NNP for that? How NNP get involved with that? You do your daughtishness. It shows that you and your organization, because if others in your organization could be trying to say that what you did was right, it shows that they don't understand protocol. And thank God, you all were not the ones in charge of things like this.
But you know, Sheldon, that tells you, if they were organized and if they were, respectful to the leader, there are those within the organization who understand protocol much more than the interim leader. They could have guided him, they could have hold his hand and ensure that he did the proper thing. But they wanted him to fail too.
But look, a good friend of ours asking a question there. He says, so when you go to a funeral, you're going and sit down in between the family in the front?
Yeah.
You don't do that. Yeah. Even as a parliamentarian, if I go to a funeral, I always go to the back, you know. People know me. I go and I sit down to the back. When I was a parliamentarian, I go in and sit down to the back. Somebody would have come and usher you and come and put you, sit down either in the first row or the second row next to another parliamentarian. If it's a funeral that has a lot of parliamentarians, they seat you in order of precedent. Yeah. So, parliamentary representatives, people who have won an election, parliamentary representatives who are also government ministers, Prime Minister, Governor General, front pew. The pew after that, other parliamentarians like other ministers and so on, also parliamentary representatives, senators and so who are government ministers, and that second row may also include a parliamentarian like, for instance, an Honorable Anthony Boson, who does not hold a cabinet position but is a parliamentarian. He would be seated there. Then after that, you seat the senators and so without a portfolio, and you go down the road in order of precedent. That's how you seat it. So them don't even know you ain't supposed to lead the function until the Governor General go in. You know that? As a parliamentarian, sometimes you want to go and you can't go, but you have to stay. When the GG leave is when you're allowed. You don't leave before the GG. That's a break of protocol. That's disrespectful. So in other words, he was disrespectful more than once because he leave before the GG. You don't do that.
According to Hannah, who does that?
If you want the book on protocol, I have a book that was given to me as soon as I got into office. One of the thing, they give you the file and thing, and they gave me a thing on we know I was never in office, but in case you attend another function and so for you not to make an idiot of yourself again.
They could have helped the interim leader, man.
Dum number 2, Randall, jump on radio yesterday trying to defend this stupidness. How could you try to defend that? That's indefensible. You can't defend that nonsense.
He doesn't defend anything, Sheldon. He just...
At least Dum number 1 stay away from it today. He stay away from it today because he realized was stupidness. At least he had enough sense, even though he dumb, to understand that is stupidness. But Dum number 2 on the internet yesterday, and number 2 is really the right thing. In number 2 on the internet yesterday, trying to make the... And we understand what's taking place here. They need to make him into a victim to try and propel his, you understand, his campaign to become the, not interim, but the leader of the NDC because he sees that he has some serious challenges coming up. And we know that the youth arm, because they had to bring in somebody to try and take over the youth arm now of the NDC. The former head of the women's arm, you know she nowhere wrong. You doesn't hear about Auntie Jenny again. Auntie Jenny disappear off the scene.
Auntie Jenny.
Yeah, Auntie Jenny disappear off the scene right now. Me know she did. Right now she may be doing somebody here or some kind of thing, locking or twisting or combing out somebody here or some kind of thing. Or maybe still home painting she face. I don't know.
A cut below?
Okay. Cut below. You need to say let's sleep in dog's life. But anyhow, me don't see she. So you know that there is a contest, and within that contest, you also have to look at the context that there is still the possibility of the former leader becoming the leader again.
Again, of course.
Because he's sitting there waiting for things to implode for them to come and beg him to come back in. So we know that all of that is taking place. It's not like we don't understand what is taking place. Yeah, we understand what's taking place there. Yeah, you all need to try and invigorate and energize your base to come out to your general council that you're going and have, because they're coming up with a general council. I ain't going to get the date because I know my place. But they're coming up with a general council. They can't come up with a convention. Now, the last few general councils of the NDC have been massive failures. And I say massive failures. In terms of numbers, they were dismal. You had some constituencies that could have barely made a quorum. It has been dismal. Not like the days when Devon and them organizing and you hear bus number 1 leaving at this time, bus number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Not like when them organize and you see they get ready in Tivoli and you see that section for Northeast and so on, St. Patrick come down and join Northeast, and you see yellow t-shirt for so, bus coming down the road, they head into General Council. And even worse when you hear convention. When you hear Pedro say, well, we organizing on the Carriacou and we going down and meet Sister Glennis and we coming up and thing, and you hear all them bus meet up on River Road and they going and thing and they pass up St. John's. Not like that. These days they're catching hell to make one bus to go to the General Council, but they need to energize and invigorate. So they're out there right now, they're trying to go door to door and they're trying to go around and invigorate and beg people to come out and support the General Council because it's been looking bad. So they know that with the numbers they have, they can't go to a convention. They know that for sure. They can't go to a convention with the numbers that they have there because they mightn't be able to make a quorum. So they have to go to a General Council. They will try something smaller. And they're using events like this and stupidness like this to try and make the people them. You know when a man get vexed is a different thing. A man might be supporting you and he's staying home and he ain't coming out. But you know you do one thing to he or some family member to your organization and he get vexed and he said, boy, that do it, boy, I'm coming out. We can't take this kind of thing. We can't allow this kind of thing to happen. So he coming out and then he bringing as much people as he could bring with him. That is what they're doing through this thing. That's what they're attempting to do. It is clear.
They already feel.
It is clear that these people do not understand protocol. They have no idea or iota of understanding of the issue at which they're trying to speak. Protocol. Yeah. They've tried to mislead people in relation to what happened because the gentleman was led to another seat. He just find he is sitting down under the next tent because all the parliamentarians under one tent and he feels he's a parliamentarian. Exactly. You're not a parliamentarian. And 20,000 people didn't vote for you. You're in a constituency that a certain amount of people, maybe 1,000 something, voted for you. You were not political leader at the NDC, so you can't claim that 20-something thousand people vote for you. That is nonsense. So don't come with that stupidness. No, you just have to expose it and let them know how it is, when it is, and what time it is. Because many of us out here know protocol and we understand. You ain't go see me try that stupidness. My good partner Richard. You ain't seen Richard? Or any of us former parliamentarians, Devon Roche. None of we ain't going and try that thing and just go to walk and go and sit down on the parliamentarian seat.
Hannah, tell Ray hi. Tell him the HARDTALK crew say hi, okay?
Ray? Ray still existing? Ray still a thing?
Ray visiting Ray?
Ray still a... Watch, let me go to the phone. Let me see who they.
Good morning and welcome.
Hey, sir.
Morning.
Yes, good morning.
Morning, sir.
I thought you were going to... because twice I let the phone ring out, you know. I heard Mr. Andal and Randall's version of this whole thing yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And what Mr. Andal said, or Randall initially said, and Mr. Andal come and confirm it, is that when he was told that he couldn't be sitting there, he said he went and sit by Miss Glennis Roberts. And when he told that he couldn't sit there, he was told you could go and sit over there. He was never ushered, you might say, or guided to a seat. Listen what he said. After, he was asked to vacate the one he was on. So that's simply the difference. And the only impression that he's given is like they deliberately invite him to embarrass him. It sounds like that, the way he's putting it. But actually, I didn't call for that.
So he's emphasizing on the word usher.
Right? My brother, I have my invite in front of me. My invite is very clear. It says Gates, note well, NB. In other words, Notre Bene.
Yeah, I understand all that,
Gates, no, hold on, listen. No, my brother, there's a radio program. You might understand it, but there are others listening that you have to give me the opportunity to say it too. So, Notre Bene, NB. Gates to Parliament will be closed promptly at 12:15. So, you know that you had to be there by a certain time. He was not there by the time he was supposed to be.
And I heard a lady clarify that thing this morning. She said basically the same kind of thing you were saying a while ago there. Well, like I said, I don't call particularly for that. But I've been listening, following that whole issue.
Mm-hmm.
What tickled my mind, and I'm so happy today, is what I heard concerning Cameron having booted out West Indies cricket. And let me do a similar analogy, which I experienced. And listen how happening that whole thing come to be, equal to what I'm going to relate. The first time I ever voted in elections in this country is 1976. I was an NJM member, activist, serious activist, top of the party line. The people were lied to, or I shouldn't say actually lied, but they were given confidence by Bishop and whoever else that Gary could not rig that upcoming election because they say they have everything covered. So they give people the confidence not to be intimidated by Gary and his henchmen or whatever you might say it was. And so the people went out and voted en masse for the party. Still, they didn't win. The party didn't win. After the election, Bishop come telling people that Gary rigged the election. I get so damn vexed about that nonsense. I say, you see me, and I don't vote in political party thing again forever. I stayed in Grenada from that time in 1985, 90, 95, and then we had a snap election soon after. I left Grenada in 2003. I did not vote all the years election was held after the revolution. Although my favorite was Mr. Blaze. I love Kit Mitchell, all what were there. Actually, I was the one who advised Dr. Fletcher to join with Kit Mitchell. And when he asked me what I think and how, I see things, the kind of explanation I gave to him about who I see Kit Mitchell as, he was very impressed with what I said, how I said. He felt confidence to go and join. I left Grenada in 2003. When I came back here, I stayed up there 9 years. But I came back, off and on. But when I say I came back here, and I know I wasn't going to go back again up to that point, election was in the air. When I see the condition of Grenada when I came back here, I said, no, I can't sit down. Well, I have to break my promise. NDC have to go. This guy's name is complete disaster in this country. That's my conclusion. I went and voted in 2013. And NNP won the election, as you will say it. And guys, the next morning, I felt it like a big, heavy load was lifted off Grenada's back. And there I was rejoicing. I talked to people and they said basically the same thing. And this morning when I hear you talk about what happened in West Indies cricket over the weekend, I felt the same way, I seriously, I'm telling you, that same kind of feelings come over me again. Man, watch. I could see West Indies cricket moving on now. And I think most everybody who understands what was going on would say basically the same thing. We needed to get rid of this guy, similar to how Grenadians needed to get rid of the NDC. So I think the whole of West Indies might be rejoicing now. Especially the active cricketers and maybe the upcoming ones too. Maybe the upcoming ones might not take part in that kind of thing too much, but those active ones who have been sidelined, as you pointed out, because of Cameron's attitude in a personal way towards them. Nothing to do with performance, nothing to do with ability. Just I don't like that. Attitude problem. Even up to the point of defying the heads of government. All the stadiums and so on where the West Indies cricket has to play, West Indies cricket own anyone? Is the government that have to provide the facilities and the amenities for that? And yet still they ask them to do a report, make recommendations. They made the recommendation and you refuse to accept it. I mean, that's the height of arrogance. And I mean, I think everybody's rejoicing right now that this guy is out. All right. Take care, gentlemen.
Okay, right, brother. 440-737-7. It's now 32 minutes after the hour of 11 o'clock. And the overseas
is 347-329-3101.
Yeah, you can call in now.
Yeah. Toro, good morning to you, my friend.
Yeah, Toro, charge. Yeah, but this is absolute nonsense. You breach the protocol and then want to vex when the protocol officers do their job.
And blame people to that,
You don't just go and sit down. I go to funerals. I go to all sorts of things. And I just go and sit down. Even as an active parliamentarian, junior, within a ministry, I wouldn't walk into a church and just go and sit down in the front. Sometimes sit down in the back, sometimes they come and they say, well, we are joined by Senator Scott today, and you see somebody come and say, Senator, no, we can't leave you here. Come, and they come and they put you in a seat. But nobody ever had to come and take me out a seat in the front and put me in a seat in the back. That never happened.
Know your place.
So if I know that, and this is a man much older than me with grandchildren and all kind of thing, how come he can't know that?
You have to find his section.
And he wanna be the leader of this country?
But he don't have a team. He don't have a team working with him to guide him on certain things as he go along. I mean, things like protocol and them kind of things. So he should have a team as the interim leader.
Well, next
right?
thing,
a team working with.
But if God at 21st and people like he end up in the leadership, next thing the prince did come here and when he come in, did make the police band play open Gangnam Style. Up. What kind of craziness is that? And then you want to vex with the protocol officers for doing their job, which they're supposed to do in the proper manner that they're supposed to do it.
He will learn.
We know you want a seat in Parliament, but that is not the way to get it, brother.
I tell you, he wanted his 2 minutes of
that was
fame.
still outside the Parliament, but still, we know you want a seat in Parliament, but that is not the way to get it, brother.
He wanted his minutes of fame, so...
But we realize what's taking place there, and the NDC is going to continue playing victim. Because right now, the GBN continues to give the NDC time every week to come and talk on issues and so. What they start to do now, they start to complain about the time that GBN give them and saying that the hostess is attacking them. The hostess is asking questions, and anyone with a clear mind watching could realize that the same way she treats everybody that coming onto the program, whether NNP, NDC, GLP, whoever you are, when you come there, they treat you the same way. They ain't have to like you. The hostess is not there to like you. The host is not there to like you. They're there to get answers to questions. So if you don't like it, well, you know what to do. We have a call.
Good morning and welcome. Good morning.
Oh boy, we lost that one. You'll call back 440-7377
and 347-329-3101.
Yes, indeed. Well, if Peggy...
yeah, call protocol pool.
Wait, Peggy that deal.
He lucky not Peggy that deal with him.
You don't do these sort of things, brother. You don't do it. You've learned a lesson in protocol now. You don't do that. One, don't ever arrive after the Prime Minister, Governor General, and so you don't do them kind of thing. Right? We have a call here.
Good morning and welcome. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Sheldon. Morning, Mr. Devon.
Morning, sir.
Green Man is here.
Yes, sir.
How are you?
Going great, man.
Hi, listening. Listen now. Don't worry, the man. He's just trying a trick. He just wants to embarrass himself. He know better.
But he did a good job of embarrassing himself.
Yeah, just trying to. So now, you want to say no, NNP do that, but he embarrassing you himself because he know better. He's a big man.
Well, number one, you don't arrive at these functions and be announced. I don't know if they're watching Sound of Music or some kind of thing too much.
But what's this now? For the teachers telling children don't go there and don't go there. You don't have a law for that for them.
No,
to teachers. Them most serious about that. When coming for working.
Not as far as I know. I could check the laws. I could check the Education Act, but I don't think there's any law for them not to interact with the children and tell the children don't go to an activity. But what I'm saying is that it's time for us to embarrass them. So maybe after record, get 1 or 2 children, supply them with recorders, record them, hear what the teacher is telling them, and then play it on air. Call the teacher name and play it on air.
Yeah, but if the teacher doing their work and they're working from 8 to 3 hours, they're supposed to do their work.
Yeah.
And then after that, no, you could do what you want.
Well,
then you can't say you're working to rule and then tell the children, don't do that and do that. I am out of place.
Well, that's open to different interpretations, but all I'm saying is that it's highly likely.
I'll listen to you.
Okay. I'm saying that it's highly likely that all we'll do is just record some of them and play it on. I say, teacher so-and-so at so-and-so school, this is what they had to tell the children and play it. There's no law against doing that. None. So they can't tell me I can't do it. No law against that. Yeah, no law against that. So they can't say that we shouldn't do that.
That's all.
Yeah, 440-7377
and 347-329-3101.
Yeah, those are the numbers to get on to the inside. As we speak about teachers, I see LL challenging me and you.
Well, I'm still awaiting LL to let me know what's this all about.
Me, you, and Andrew Donald.
Me, yeah. I don't know what he's talking about. And I tried to, but you know, that's how some of us very inquisitive, fast out of place, all kind of thing, eh? Imagine, I ask LL a question, and he don't even have answer, you know, but...
No, you're asking for you to call.
No.
Let me take this call.
Ray Jump, good morning and welcome.
Hello.
Good morning.
Hello.
Yeah, as I was telling you, Ray jump on the bandwagon. You understand?
Ray jump? Devon, Ray jump. Let me try a phone call here.
Hey, good morning, Sheldon. Good morning, Devon.
Good morning, my friend.
Yeah, Devon, I want to congratulate Ricky Scarrett and his team for being victorious at the Western Cricket Board election. And you go see a change in Western cricket. You have a man in Dave Cameron who have Western cricket team. Hello?
You have your volume up in the back so you get yourself tired.
Yeah. I want to thank Scarrett and then Eric Scarrett for being victorious at the election. And you go see a difference in Western cricket. Because you had a man which hijack Western cricket. They wanted to watch picking players who you like. Right? If you like it, like a person and the person can perform, you pick him. And who you do like, you perform, you don't pick him. You can't do them thing. You pick the best players. Men are available to play for Western United. We just do pick him because you don't like them. I feel happy that they vote that man out and they bring in Ricky Scarrett. We see a change in Western cricket. I want to say congratulations to them. Right? And more people going to follow Western cricket because you can't have a man hijack Western cricket. You see a lot of people be in position and when they reach there, they don't care, they do what they want. I want to say congratulations to Mr. Scarrett for being the president of Western Cricket Board now.
Okay.
I want to show something. The people of Fountain will be having a fundraiser Saturday. In front of the community center in Fountain.
Okay.
Right, so God bless you all. You all have a wonderful day.
No problem. So Fountain Oil will send some more information to us in relation to that one so we can help you all promote it. Yeah.
Short man, morning.
Yeah, short man and Yvette. Yeah. You probably having a wonderful morning this morning.
As I was telling you, I asking the question to Mr. Elever, what is the issue? I mean, talk to me. Up come Ray Roberts. Well, I can't say jump. And popped up and give his own view and start coming down on people. Former Senator Ray Roberts, always know who get paid to do things and not to do things. You always talking about persons who is this and who is that. When persons start telling you things, I hope other people won't get mad and say, oh, you attacking Ray Roberts and this and that. But you must also respect people's views, understand, and know what to say about people. That's all I'm going to tell you for now.
What I have to say to LL, because I believe I understand the issue that he's speaking about. Number one, the issue LL wants to raise is an issue I knew about from the day it happened. I could have come on radio the next day and we could have donated an entire 2 hours to blasting Lydon Lewis for his behavior on that day. We could have spent an entire 2 hours. Nothing was stopping us from spending 2 hours dedicating it to Lydon Lewis and saying exactly what happened on that day. Could have done it. Nothing was stopping that. 4 radio stations, internet. Could I get a whole 2 hours? Had it done with your water didn't washing you? Said no. I believe that the issue, while the behavior is unbecoming, I believe that the issue it surrounds is number one, a family issue, a private issue, and should not be aired out in the public.
Yeah, let it stay there.
So we decided, leader, don't interfere. Well, Devon didn't even know about the issue. He didn't up to this morning. Devon didn't even know. It's this morning me and Devon talking, and I tell Devon what the issue was about. Because I didn't go into details and say, well, look, Devon, look, this is so-and-so did happen and this kind of thing. I didn't even do that. Devon honestly swear on a Bible, didn't know until this morning what it was about. But up comes LL now, throwing out challenge and all kind of. Let me throw out a challenge to you. Look after the interests of the teachers. take into consideration the interests of the nation, children. When you do that, then we could have a discussion. Until that, they don't expect no phone call from me. Because I will not be drawn into that nonsense that you want me and Devon to be drawn into.
I ain't look at you and play.
You have political aspirations. I ain't asking. I ain't wondering. You have political aspirations. And if you have your political aspirations, know how you go about it. But you won't use me as a pawn in trying to get to where you want to get with your political aspirations. It ain't going to happen. So let me just leave it right there. I will not be calling you. Tell you that straight up. You want to go and put something on the internet? Put it on the internet. Just make sure it's truthful.
Feel free.
But I do not believe that an issue like that, which is a private family issue, needs to come here. One individual called and he started to talk about it. I said, I hear about that, but me ain't getting into that. He said something which I didn't believe is true. I can't remember. Honestly, I'll go back and check the recording because I cannot remember if I corrected the mistake that he made or if I forgot to correct the mistake that he made. That's the only thing. But they say that we did a program on you. You're not that important to do a program on.
And watch, I don't have to call you. You made your statement or via the internet or whatever. I answered you. That's it. I don't have to call you to find out this and that and whatever.
For what?
I mean,
for what?
Anyhow.
An issue such as the issue that you're referring to. Because you see, sometimes what good to say, good to keep it, and let me keep it.
Anyhow, Mr.
Let me keep it. All I would say is this. Take your time and focus on the nation's children that are being shortchanged right now. Some of them that have to go and write CXC exams. You don't care because your children write their exam already. You have your subjects already and you go into university already. But poor people, children in the schools right now had to go and write the CXC exams. People doesn't write GC again. The CXC exams. And those that had to go and write the, what do you call common entrance again? The CPE.
CPA.
The CPE exam. Poor people, children had to go and write that. But you don't care because your kids wrote those things already and they're done. And even if they had to write it as a teacher, you're going to take your time and teach them and get your teacher friends to teach them. But other people, children, you ain't care about that. So tell the teachers and them, don't put the extra effort because you don't care about the children. You want to have a discussion on that? We could have a discussion on that. Don't call me to have no discussion on this kind of stupidness. I don't end this little children thing with you.
Me, all I would say is that Mr. Terry Ile, just make St. Andrews cricket great again.
Yeah, I don't end this little children thing. This little back and forth little children thing, where you feel like is a little girl? LL, know yourself with me. Know yourself with me. And I ain't going to even refer to the one down there because he could never win a seat. He could never win a seat. Ray Roberts was the biggest waste of time that I've ever seen in the Senate. Biggest waste of time. Spent all his time attacking Keith Mitchell. This entire time in the Senate. Plain innocent. Think he fooling somebody. That's why the deceased Jester Emmons had to ask him all the time, which hat you wearing today? Jester close the eye, but Hans bring the news. The same Ray Roberts end up as a NDC platform as a candidate. Hans bring the news to him.
Yep.
In Carriacou. Because he was right from day one when he used to make that statement. So don't come and play innocent and all kind of thing and like use this paragon of virtue and morality. You that Ray Roberts. Because if I decide to take 2 hours on you, it's rope you go take.
Phony,
so just back off right now. Let me leave it alone. Don't get under my skin. All you ain't want me to get upset. You LL and you Ray. Find somebody else and interfere with or go and play with each other. But don't come here. Wrong direction. Right. Done that, sorry? Next one?
Let me forget this.
Let me take a phone call.
Yeah, let me take a phone call. Good morning and welcome. Good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Hey, Papa, how are you doing?
Mr. Scott, you have to stop this thing, you know.
I done. I done.
Right. Because when you're flowing like that, what happens is that it gives us the impression that you are Paradise River in its worst condition. When worse does not mean, in terms of how you flow.
They're looking
what
for
it means is that everything's coming down, and it's either you take it or if not, you're drunk with it. This is what I'm getting at. Now, Mr. Scott, I am from Lafayette and Moncton. And what happens is that, you know, we have not been ruthless with LL. You know, we have not been ruthless with him because in Lafayette and Moncton, we are professional. We are prepared to deal with the issues and deal with every individual based on the issues. Now, first of all, we and LL, all I want LL to tell us is how come an organization, a body that he's been president of, I want him to tell us how come they have failed and the downside is not properly accounted for. That's all we want to ask LL. You have been the president of the teachers union, which is one of the most recognized, you know, unions, and members in our country. So if you have been part of something else that failed, and there is a certain level of improprieties, if that's the correct word, then explain that to us, and then you can continue, you know, the process of leading the union. But if you fail in other areas with similar responsibility, then there is cause, you know, for concern. Now listen, the NDC continue to show us, based on what you all was talking about before, continue to show us that they don't understand governance, and they don't understand protocol. I believe this is exactly what they're showing us. But listen to the big picture here. Listen to this and you will understand where you're coming from, both Mr. Romain and Mr. Scott, based on what you all would have heard maybe today. To defeat the NNP, you need money, personality, and organization. You need to understand the people. People don't want to hear talk. They need action. It has been said that he said to the NDC, listen, I'm coming more clear. Listen to this part, and then you're going to see the hypocrisy in all what I'm saying here. Listen to this statement that's been said by the NDC main activists, doing everything on a daily basis to bury the NNP and make the NNP and their leadership look as the worst thing that has passed through Grenada since sliced bread. Hear what they say, and I'm going to end on that, and it's up to our listening audience and all of those who categorize themselves that they don't fall into the category of the needy and greedy. Listen to this and you will understand what I'm saying. Hear what they said. They said to the NDC, do what you have to do, then go and ask for forgiveness. Gentlemen, let me repeat that statement here and I'm going to wrap up right there.
It's recorded.
He said to the NDC, do what you have to do and then go and ask for forgiveness. Tell me how then I fall. People like those of us who support the NDC, tell us how we fall into the category of the needy and greedy and the uneducated and the stupid and this and that, when you can say to the political organization that you support, do what you have to do and then go and ask for forgiveness. Gentlemen, I trust that you all will have a pleasant day.
All right, my brother.
My friend.
Thank you.
You take good care. Yes. And my final
8 minutes
thought,
left.
Yeah, my final few words. For I'm done with you now. I'm done with you today. Continue.
Don't joke that button.
Continue calling people all kind of derogative names, right? Saying who is political slaves and who want to bamboos. I go prepare my dossier on you.
Ray forget he's the same person in 2008. Ray forget he's the same person in 2008. Came to me, Sheldon Scott, right up by DPA, and asked me to jump ship from the NNP and join the NDC because the NNP going down in the election. Ray, I lie on you? Take me to court. If I lie on you, take me to court. Talking about who is slave and all kind of thing. It ain't no bigger slave in this country than a man who only slave to hate. You're a slave to hate. Because you hate people and you want to upset with everybody. You want to upset with the world.
And you're a hypocrite.
When you want to know about a person, check how much votes they get in the polling division they're from. Check how much votes he get in the same polling division that he live. How much votes you get in the polling division you're from? You're living in the South. You ain't just come down there. And you still get curtailed by over 1,000 votes. What that say about you as an individual? You thought that going and drive around in a new vehicle with your windows down and all of a sudden again people ride when rain falling, that all of a sudden that would have helped you to win the election? You're not nice, you don't like people, and you don't like people. End of story. And that's just stating facts, you know. Me ain't ready to go into you yet, you know.
Yeah. I say no more for the morning about.
But the thing is, anyway, economy booming. Yeah, economy booming. They want to hear that.
Yeah. That is, he's beside the point.
They want to hear about that.
Fellas like all these non-entity. I mean, you
don't joke me. Right. Don't touch that button. All you know, all you think me bad when Devon got us had to mute him and all kind of thing inside here, you know. Just had to signal him or kick him under the table and all kind of thing. All you think I bad. I could hush and just leave Devon, you know. All you said they play, juke that button.
Alisa, I will take it easy, don't worry.
Yeah, juke that button.
These guys and them one, I mean, they won't think because he don't want to know what I have to say.
Don't come this direction. Stay away all your day.
In a most respectful way, I will. I will, Ray, if I have to. I mean, for a grown man, right, you need to have respect for people. Understand? And you're going, don't worry.
But you see, look, a caller, well, not a caller, but a poster messaging me. They say if NDC had voted yes in the referendum back in 2016, and that would not have a problem. Because you would have to have a leader of the opposition. So therefore, you'd officially, I mean, you're going to introduce him to Prince Charles, you're going to introduce him as the leader of the opposition.
Toro, only when the rain falls, you used to get right from Ray out.
Only when rain falling.
People, oh my God.
Yeah, you must find out the polling division, they from find out how much vote they get. That is where they get the most curtail. Just like Dum not be talking, they must find out what, just take a go, pull it up, check the election results and see what has happened in the same area that he from. All of them who talking about they're politically savvy.
Yeah.
And they understand politics and things. You understand politics, but the area you're from.
The hypocrite.
The people in that area, because the people in that area will know you best, innit? Yeah. The people in that area, I mean, when you talk about people like, for instance, Kendra Mathurin's daughter, and hear them vote and them come out of Montreal and thing up there. When you hear vote.
Like you dig them out.
When you hear votes at the pelt out of them area and them up there, you know it's a person that the people like. They accept you as the son or the daughter and that kind of thing. But when you can't even win, and even if you win the votes, they win by 1 or 2, and that kind of thing, it says a lot about you as an individual. It says a lot about you.
Look at the audacity of Ray, calling people political slave. And that kind
Don't worry,
of thing.
It's coming. It's coming. Come back and run again. I want you to go nowhere. I want you to come back. I want you to go and pay a deposit. And I want you to come back as a candidate in the South. This time I will campaign down there. I didn't campaign down there last time. I was elsewhere. This time I'll come and campaign down there. Come back and run. Come back.
And fellas like Ray and them never liked no political party, Never. Never wanted to be in anything. But they're so opportunistic. When they get opportunity to be head at GIS and all that kind of thing, they run and grab it.
Well, you see, it's even the nonsense that I heard Dum number 2 saying yesterday. He sat there, and the interim political leader was lambasting GBN for having Senator Katisha Williams on the program. And he was talking to a person who went and sat on the program with Senator Katisha Williams, because the same Dum number 2 was on program with her just about 2 weeks ago.
You understand?
He went and sat down there So here is he telling Dum Dum number 2, they should never have that girl on the program. She shouldn't be there. She's a political hack, and calling all kind of name and all kind of thing. St. John's people, you hear what this man calling a daughter of the soil from there. The people at St. John's, Gov in particular, must be proud of this young lady to see that she came from amongst them and she's able to achieve all of this. But you see, they don't like St. John people. Watch out the way that they're treating the young female senator in the NDC right now. They're looking to get rid of her. They're already looking to dump her and get rid of her. They don't like St. John people. And even worse, they don't like young people from St. John's. So the political leader interim of the NDC is out there attacking Katisha. And you're going to see what he do to Senator Karine James just now. You're going to see what they do to her. No, it come in. The only thing that holding it back is because me and Devon saying it come in. So they don't want to say NNP didn't know and NNP this. So they're holding back on it now because we talk. We boss it. Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know. I just laughing because Ray cannot get into me too, and I don't want that to happen this morning.
He ain't get into me. If he get to me, you go see the Duncan Carriacou, Levine Grenada come out of me, and he ain't want to see that come out, and I just hold that inside. I don't put that out. He ain't want to see when that Duncan and that Levine mix. He ain't want to see when that come out. I just lead the Levine hide. I just lead the Duncan hide. I don't take it out. I just put it aside. Yeah, all you want to see that Williams in St. John, he ain't want to see that come out. St. John and St. Mark, he ain't want to see that. There's a bad mixing. Folks, that's about all the time we have for Hard Talk today. It's been wonderful being here with you. And indeed, it's been an interesting morning this morning. Yeah, very interesting one. People that don't understand protocol and want to vex with the protocol officers, write letter to the Governor General, write a letter to Dame Cecile.
Or even better, write to the Prince.
You're rude. Going and arrive to the function late. How dare you?
Write to Her Majesty and complain.
You're not a parliamentarian. You're fast. Yes, Marbella Trini, I don't mind. That is a kind of person too. Why you think the box stay in Gasparilla and the buck ain't coming in Marbella? You know Marbella people who play that. No buck ain't going down in Marbella. You go stay up in Gasparilla. Right, right next door. The box stay in Gasparilla. You don't come in Marbella. You know Marbella people. Yeah, you don't do these sort of things. You don't just walk into a function and decide that you're going and sit down in a seat. Suppose that was a seat reserved now for our Honorable Minister of Education. So you just go and take, so when she reach now, that to take her and go and put her sit down in the back. We didn't vote for you. We vote for she. She win. She's one of the Queen's representative here. Because you swear allegiance to the Queen. You ain't swear allegiance to nobody. I doubt even when you come interim leader and they see they swear any allegiance to anything.
Way to themselves.
The only thing it look like they swear allegiance to is stupidity. But anyway, there's enough time for them today. Folks, that's all the time we have for Hard Talk today. It's been wonderful being here with you. In whatever you say and do it safe and secure. I want to be speaking to and with you.
Not about you.
You know we love each and every one of you, eh? Nice indeed. All right. So we are out of here. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we're back tomorrow morning. Remember, we're going to start with the post-cabinet press briefing. Not sure yet who will be up. So post-cabinet press briefing, and then we're going to go directly into the program tomorrow. Should have some interviews coming up later this week, and we'll keep you informed of what is going on. Antonia and Javon, morning, well, afternoon to both of you. All right? Yeah, we'll talk to you all in a while. Nice.
Today, April 13th is the date. 4 p.m. is the time. It's the Friday, April 5th. Kirani James Athletic Stadium. National Secondary School Games. Run, throw, jump. National Secondary School Games 2019. Your games, your future.
Grenada makes another step towards public sector modernization. Details to this story and more in the National Report. With the details to the news for Friday, March 22nd, I am Leslie Ann Johnson. Grenada has moved one step closer to finalizing its digital transformation agenda, which forms part of its thrust towards public sector modernization. On Friday, government officials met with representatives of the World Bank to conceptualize a plan on the way forward. In 2017, Cabinet approved the public sector reform strategy, which has integrated ICT as one of its 4 pillars. Acting Permanent Secretary in the Department of Public Administration, Ms. Rhonda Jones, says the digital transformation will enhance service delivery in the sector.
We would have solicited the assistance and the support of the World Bank in fleshing out that agenda and coming up with a program of activities that we can implement that would result in the digital transformation of the public service. And so we had a meeting this morning where we were conceptualizing our digital transformation program. And so we are currently building out a project that is aimed to transform service delivery within the government of Grenada, leveraging ICT technologies.
Resilience is the watchword for the program. The transformation will make the sector more accessible, easy and convenient during and even after crisis conditions.
When we experience the effects of natural disasters, Hurricane Ivan, Emily, and so on, we usually suffer a huge loss in terms of the records of the government and the records of the various ministries and so on. And these are very critical records. And one of the things that this project will definitely address is the issue of resiliency in service delivery. And the backbone of that is our ability to access, to retrieve, to store the information that is entrusted to us as public officials in ways that will protect them and that will ensure that we are able to access them, whether we are operating under normal circumstances or whether we are forced to operate under crisis conditions.
This move will also put Grenada ahead of its regional counterparts as the island develops cross-cutting platforms to enhance service delivery. Permanent Secretary Jones says Grenada has only one chance to get it right, hence a timeline of 5 years has been set to roll out the program.
That is simply because the systems, the ICT systems that would be critical to enabling the service delivery will require sufficient time to ensure that we design systems that are not only robust, but systems that are actually effective and practical, systems that work. And we want to ensure that we devote enough time to do the necessary design work, the research, to secure the best possible advice, so that when we invest in the development of these systems, we do so confident in the knowledge that we are building systems that we know will work and will support the outcomes that we envision for this particular project.
Developing a national quality policy will help Grenada's push towards a blue ocean economy and energy efficiency. That's according to Mr. Derek Omar, the CEO of the Caribbean Regional Organization for Standards and Quality, CRFM, who also says that a national quality policy document that networks all institutions and people is critical not just for trade, but also human and social development. Mr. Omar was addressing the kickoff event of a CDB-funded initiative strengthening of regional quality infrastructure program, development of a national quality policy.
It sets up consumer awareness, health and safety systems. And the quality policy also articulates methodologies to protect the quality of your environment, which is really critical because you have one of the foremost strategies of developing a blue ocean economy of all the member states in Carriacou, and that's very commendable. You're actually leading the way on that. And the quality policy will help that. A national quality policy will also articulate ideas of how to better secure energy efficiency in all your electrical appliances and in your buildings, as well as complement the development and promotion of your national building codes. And last but not least, having a national quality policy here linked with the national quality policies of other member states will surely help the development and growth of the CARICOM single market and economy, because then you have a harmonize quality infrastructure throughout the region.
One of the components of this project is the development of national quality policies, or NQPs, in 3 Carriacou member states: Grenada, Antigua and Barbuda, and Suriname. The goal of this is to support and strengthen national quality infrastructure development within these states and to strengthen intra-regional trade. Minister for Trade, Industry, Cooperatives and CARICOM Affairs, the Honorable Oliver Joseph, says government throws its full support behind the CDB-funded project.
My attention was also captured by the intention of the national quality policy to be used as an essential instrument to develop a quality culture in all sectors of Grenada's economy and society, which ultimately supports the diversification and growth of the economy, improves productivity, increases safety and security, protects the environment, and contributes to the long-term well-being of all citizens of Grenada. The quality policy intends to help Grenada business sector to exploit commercial opportunities, to compete in global markets, and to participate in international value chains. The policy will be designed to enable quality infrastructure to respond to the demands of private firms, public organizations, and consumers.
Grenada, through the Grenada Bureau of Standards, has been selected as one of the member states that will be given support for the development of its national quality policy, which is expected to be completed by December 2019. Director of the Bureau, Mr. Robert Medford, says they are looking for demand-driven initiatives to support the development of quality infrastructure.
When it is developed and implemented, it will transform the landscape of quality in Grenada and support the national development plan of the country. So, to this end, we have established a project steering committee to ensure that the objectives, the strategies set forth truly address our needs.
This is the National Report. More news after the break.
Data reveals that rats and other rodents are responsible for the transmission of many diseases. In Grenada, the most common is leptospirosis, and it can cause your death. This disease is directly related to rats and mice infestation. Signs and symptoms of lepto, as it is commonly referred to, are high fever, headache, chills, muscle aches, vomiting, jaundice, and abdominal pain. If your home had or is infected with rats and you have any of these symptoms, please check with your doctor immediately. Declare war on rats. Starve them. Kill them. Rats are the most unwelcome guests. Reduce, control, eliminate them. This is a message from the Ridge to Reef Project, protecting biodiversity and ecosystem functions.
Continuing the news, final preparations are currently underway ahead of the visit this weekend by their Royal Highnesses, the Prince of Wales and the Duchess of Cornwall. The Prince and the Duchess will be met on arrival by Governor-General Her Excellency Dame Cécile La Grenade. The first engagement on Saturday will be at the Parliament building starting at 12:30 p.m. to an official Guard of Honor welcome ceremony involving our security forces and inspected by His Royal Highness and the Governor-General. Ms. Philomena Robertson, Press Secretary to the Prime Minister, highlights the activities planned for the royal visit.
The local organizing committee has been intensely involved in preparations over the last several weeks ahead of the royal visit on Saturday, March 23rd. Just to give you some insight as to some of the activities that are planned, the Royal Highnesses will be welcomed with a guard of honor outside of the Parliament building. There will also be a reception on the upper floor of the Parliament building that will be attended by a number of specially invited guests, including representatives of the business community and various groups across the island. On the carriage, the Royal Highnesses will be greeted by live steel band music. There will be a farmers market set up that will display a wide array of local fresh produce and spices. At the Grenada Dive Shop on Grand Dance Beach, the Royal Highnesses will be able to view a number of marine conservation projects as well as a variety of local arts and craft. There are a number of other engagements planned, meetings with the Governor-General, Her Excellency Dame Cecile La Grenade, meeting with the Prime Minister, Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell, as well as a sustainability round table. So that gives a sense of the activities that, just some actually, of the activities that the Royal Highnesses will be engaged in during their visit to Grenada on Saturday, March 23rd.
The visit to Grenada is the fourth stop on a 7-country tour of the Caribbean. Other countries included on the itinerary are St. Lucia, Barbados, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, St. Kitts and Nevis, Cuba, and the Cayman Islands. Keen rivalry continued on day 2 of the zonal games in Carriacou in the lead-up to the National Secondary School Games carded for April 5th. The games on the Sister Isle is the final leg in a series of zonal meets held throughout the island. Field events were held on day 1 of the competition on Thursday between the 2 secondary schools on the island, Bishop's College and Hillsborough Secondary. Acting Sports Coordinator Curlin Peters is pleased with the zonal meets and anticipates continued support from the schools and communities leading into the final on April 5th.
So far, we are shaping up on our national secondary school games to be excited, full of competition, and with a lot of spectators.
Parliamentary representative for Carriacou and Petite Martinique Affairs, the Honourable Kindra Mathurin Stewart, was present to support the athletes. She's eager to take the championship trophy to the Sister Isle.
I know that once we are combined, once we are together, then we are actually a force to be reckoned with. So I look forward to the national competition in a couple of weeks' time, and I know that Carriacou certainly should come out on top.
Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Carriacou and Petite Martinique Affairs, Ms. Ralda Kwamina, encouraged the students to see the games as one that qualifies them for international sports. She too is confident that Carriacou will win the April 5th games.
See it as the meet that would put you out on the world stage. We never know who is looking on. So the athletes of the secondary schools in Carriacou go out and display athleticism on the tracks. Be the best that you can be. And remember, all athletes are already winners. There was keen rivalry, keen competition, and we see some excitement. So Grenada, look out. Carriacou is coming.
And that's the National Report. I'm Leslie Ann Johnson.